The year is 1342. In a quiet corner of rural France, nestled amidst rolling hills and fertile farmland, stood the Benedictine monastery of Saint Marie. For generations, the monks had lived a life of prayer, study, and service, their days marked by the rhythmic tolling of the bell and the chanting of ancient hymns. But change was on the horizon, a grand ambition stirring within the heart of the community. Brother Thomas, a man of quiet contemplation and unwavering faith, felt the weight of responsibility upon his shoulders. The current church, though adequate, no longer reflected the growing prosperity and spiritual fervor of the community. A new cathedral was needed, a testament to God's glory and a beacon of hope for the surrounding villages. The decision was made. The abbot, with the full support of the monastic community, authorized the construction of a new cathedral. Brother Thomas, entrusted with overseeing the project, began the arduous task of planning and preparation. He pored over ancient texts, consulted with neighboring monasteries, and sought the counsel of skilled artisans. To bring this vision to life, they needed a master builder, a man of unparalleled skill and unwavering dedication. Their search led them to Master Guillaume, a mason renowned throughout the region for his expertise and artistry. A veteran of countless construction projects, Master Guillaume possessed an innate understanding of stone and structure, a deep respect for his craft, and a visionary mind. Brother Thomas and Master Guillaume met, their shared passion for the project forging an immediate bond. Together, they selected a site for the cathedral, a gently sloping hillside overlooking the village, a place where the new structure would stand as a symbol of faith and community. The work began. Trees were felled, stones were cleared, and the ground was leveled. A flurry of activity transformed the once peaceful hillside into a bustling construction site. Villagers from far and wide flocked to the site, eager to contribute their labor and skills to the monumental undertaking. Under Master Guillaume's watchful eye, the foundation stones were laid with precision and care. Each stone, carefully selected and meticulously shaped, represented a commitment to durability and strength. The foundation, solid and unwavering, would serve as the bedrock upon which the cathedral would rise. Among the workers was Jean, a young woman with a keen eye for detail and a natural talent for stone carving. As Master Guillaume's apprentice, she played a crucial role in shaping the decorative elements of the cathedral, imbuing each stone with a touch of artistry and grace. The materials for the cathedral came from far and wide. Stone was quarried from nearby hillsides, timber was harvested from the surrounding forests, and lead was mined from distant lands. The construction of the cathedral was a massive undertaking, requiring the coordinated efforts of countless individuals. The village itself was a reflection of the times. Life was simple, hard, and often precarious. The rhythm of the seasons dictated the pace of life, and the church played a central role in the community. The construction of the cathedral brought a sense of purpose and excitement to the village, a shared endeavor that united people from all walks of life. As the foundation neared completion, Brother Thomas led a solemn ceremony, blessing the stones and invoking God's protection upon the project. The villagers knelt in prayer, their hearts filled with hope and anticipation. The foundations were laid. The first stones of the walls were rising. The cathedral had begun its ascent towards the heavens, a physical manifestation of faith and a testament to the enduring power of human endeavor. But the path ahead was long and fraught with challenges. The weather, the materials, and the ever-present threat of disease all posed significant obstacles. Little did they know, the greatest challenge was yet to come. a test of their ingenuity that would leave an indelible mark on the cathedral and on the world. Master Guillaume studied the architectural plans, his gaze intense as he traced the lines of the cathedral's design. The height of the nave, the expanse of the roof, the sheer scale of the building, all spoke of divine ambition. But they also presented a challenge, a problem as old as architecture itself: water. Brother Thomas entered, his candle casting flickering shadows on the walls. "Guillaume, are you still poring over those drawings? Is something amiss?" Guillaume sighed. "The rainwater, brother. Think of the volume cascading from that roof. If we don't manage it properly, it will erode the stone, weaken the foundations. The cathedral will crumble before its time." Medieval builders understood the destructive power of water. Unprotected stone absorbed moisture, which, in freezing temperatures, expanded and cracked the structure. Constant runoff eroded mortar, weakening the joints that held the building together. Jean, working nearby, paused, listening intently. She knew the importance of her master's concerns. A beautiful cathedral was worthless if it couldn't withstand the elements. Guillaume spent days in the monastery library, poring over ancient texts. He sought knowledge from those who had built before him, searching for solutions to this age-old problem. He studied Roman aqueducts, the drainage systems of old castles, any clue that might guide him. He found descriptions of ingenious systems, of channels and conduits designed to carry water away from vulnerable structures. The Romans, masters of engineering, had built aqueducts that defied gravity, carrying water for miles. But these were grand solutions, not easily adapted to a cathedral. Guillaume took his slate and charcoal and began to sketch. He needed a solution that was both practical and beautiful, a system that would protect the cathedral and enhance its grandeur. He considered projecting cornices, channels built into the roof line, and strategically placed outlets. Jean approached him, her eyes bright with curiosity. "Master, what are you planning? How will we protect the walls from the rain?" she asked. Guillaume smiled, appreciating her interest. "I am designing a system to channel the water away, Jean. We need to extend the roof line and create spouts to direct the flow outwards. But the spouts must be strong, durable, and fitting for a house of God." Jean pondered this. Simple spouts would suffice, but a cathedral demanded more than mere utility. It needed artistry, symbolism. An idea began to form in her mind, a way to combine function with beauty, protection with a touch of the divine. Brother Thomas watched the pair, a sense of hope filling him. The cathedral was more than just stone and mortar. It was a testament to faith, a symbol of humanity's struggle against the forces of darkness. And he knew, somehow, that the solution to this challenge would reflect that very struggle. The stone yard hummed with the rhythmic tap, tap, tap of chisels against stone. Amongst the men, Jean, a young apprentice, worked with focused intensity. Her brow furrowed in concentration as she coaxed form from the unyielding rock. Born and raised in the village, Jean had always been drawn to the cathedral project. The soaring height, the intricate details. It was a testament to human skill and devotion that resonated deeply within her. Unlike many women of her time, Jean possessed a keen intellect and a thirst for knowledge. Master Guillaume, recognizing her potential, encouraged her to study the architectural plans, teaching her about structural integrity and the flow of water. Master Guillaume, a man of few words but immense skill, patiently explained the crucial role of the gargoyles. "They are not mere decorations, Jean," he said, his voice rough from years of breathing stone dust. "They are the guardians of this building, diverting the rain away from its walls." In the quiet hours after the day's labor, Jean pored over her sketchbook. She studied different animal forms, grotesque figures from folklore, and the natural curves of water flow, searching for inspiration. Nervously, she presented her initial sketches to Master Guillaume. Her designs were a mixture of the practical and the fantastical, reflecting both the function and the spirit of the cathedral. Master Guillaume studied each sketch with a discerning eye, his silence stretching into an agonizing pause. Jean held her breath, awaiting his judgment. "This one," he finally said, pointing to a sketch of a winged lion, "has promise. But the water channel must be wider, the angle sharper. Function dictates form, Jean. Never forget that." Jean listened intently, her mind already visualizing the changes. She understood the importance of functionality, but she also believed in the power of art to inspire and uplift. Brother Thomas, observing the interaction, approached them. "The gargoyles should also serve as a reminder," he said gently, "of the constant battle between good and evil. Let them be a warning against sin." Jean considered Brother Thomas's words. She subtly incorporated demonic features into the lion's design: sharp claws, a menacing snarl, and eyes that seemed to pierce the soul. They would be more than just drain spouts. They would be silent guardians, watching over the cathedral and its inhabitants. With the design finalized, Jean felt a surge of excitement. She was ready to bring the winged lion to life, to transform a block of stone into a guardian of the cathedral. She was, after all, a stone carver. The relentless rain hammered against the cathedral walls. Master Guillaume watched with a growing unease. The water, unchecked, was already leaving streaks down the newly laid stone, threatening to erode the mortar and weaken the structure. He knew something had to be done, and quickly. Brother Thomas, his habit soaked through, joined Master Guillaume. "The Lord sends us water, but we must be wise stewards of its flow, Master Guillaume. The stone cannot withstand such a deluge indefinitely." Master Guillaume sighed. "The traditional methods of channeling water with simple runnels will not suffice for a building of this scale, brother. The volume of water is too great. We need something more substantial, more directed." That night, Master Guillaume sequestered himself in his workshop. He reviewed ancient Roman aqueducts and the drainage systems of older monasteries. He sought inspiration in the ingenuity of past builders, searching for a solution that was both practical and aesthetically fitting for a cathedral. He recalled seeing similar, though less elaborate, waterspouts on smaller structures. What if he could combine the principles of the aqueduct with a more expressive form? He needed to project the water further away from the walls, to prevent backsplash and further erosion. The next morning, Jean entered the workshop to find Master Guillaume staring intently at a series of sketches. He had been up all night. "Jean," he said, his voice hoarse, "I need your help. I have an idea, but I need your artistic eye." He described his vision: carved stone figures projecting outwards from the roof line, their open mouths serving as channels for the rainwater. Grotesque figures, perhaps, to ward off evil spirits, but also entirely functional. Jean's eyes widened. She understood immediately. It was a brilliant solution, marrying practicality with artistry. She began sketching, ideas flowing from her mind onto the parchment. She envisioned creatures of myth and legend, their forms twisted and exaggerated, yet serving a crucial purpose. Master Guillaume presented the initial designs to Brother Thomas. The monk studied them carefully, his brow furrowed. "These figures," he said, "they are unusual." Master Guillaume explained the necessity of the figures, their purpose not merely decorative but essential for the cathedral's longevity. He emphasized the way they would direct water away from the walls, protecting the sacred space from the destructive forces of nature. Brother Thomas considered this. He understood the need for protection, both physical and spiritual. If these figures can serve as a reminder of the constant battle against evil, while also safeguarding the cathedral, then so be it, he conceded. Jean beamed. The task ahead was daunting, but she was ready. The gargoyles would not only protect the cathedral, but also be a testament to the power of human ingenuity and artistic expression. She knew that her skills were up for the challenge, and that these would be no ordinary sculptures but vital guardians of the cathedral itself. The work on the gargoyles was about to commence. Brother Thomas contemplated the cathedral's rapidly ascending walls. It was more than just stone and mortar. It was a testament to faith, a physical representation of their devotion. He pondered how the gargoyles, these functional necessities, could also serve a spiritual purpose. He retreated to his cell, seeking inspiration in the illuminated manuscripts. Grotesque figures, symbolic representations of sin and temptation, adorned the margins. Perhaps these could be incorporated into the gargoyle designs, serving as a constant reminder of the struggle between good and evil. Brother Thomas approached Master Guillaume with his ideas. "Master Guillaume," he began, "could we not imbue these gargoyles with a deeper meaning? Could they not serve as visual reminders of the spiritual battles we all face?" Master Guillaume listened patiently, his practical mind struggling to reconcile the monk's spiritual concerns with the engineering challenges at hand. Jean, overhearing the conversation, felt a spark of excitement. She saw the potential for the gargoyles to be more than just functional waterspouts. They could be works of art, imbued with symbolism and meaning. Master Guillaume, though initially hesitant, reviewed Jean's sketches. He recognized her talent and her understanding of the stone. He saw the potential for collaboration, a way to satisfy both the need for functionality and the desire for spiritual expression. A collaborative effort began. Jean would refine her designs, incorporating elements of religious iconography while ensuring the gargoyles remained effective water channels. Master Guillaume would provide the technical expertise, ensuring structural integrity and proper water dispersal. Brother Thomas, in turn, provided Jean with a deeper understanding of the symbolic meaning behind different creatures. He explained how the grotesque figures represented the demons they sought to ward off, the sins they strived to overcome. Jean began to carve, her hands moving with newfound purpose. She sculpted not just stone, but also meaning. Each gargoyle became a unique expression of faith and a testament to the constant struggle against evil. Master Guillaume ensured that each gargoyle was perfectly positioned, its form not only aesthetically pleasing, but also precisely angled to direct the flow of water away from the vulnerable walls. The practical and the spiritual were now inextricably linked. As each gargoyle was installed, Brother Thomas offered a blessing, sanctifying their purpose and invoking divine protection for the cathedral and all who sought refuge within its walls. Jean surveyed her work, a sense of quiet pride swelling within her. The gargoyles were more than just stone carvings. They were a testament to her skill, her faith, and her contribution to something greater than herself. The cathedral stood complete, a monument to human ingenuity and unwavering faith. The gargoyles, once simply a practical solution to a structural problem, now stood as silent guardians, their grotesque forms a constant reminder of the spiritual battle waged within and without, forever blending the practical with the divine. The biting autumn wind whipped through the stone yard, but Jean barely noticed. Her focus was entirely consumed by the task at hand, transforming a rough block of limestone into a grotesque guardian. Today, the real carving would begin. Master Guillaume observed Jean's work, his experienced eye seeking any flaws in her approach. He knew the gargoyles were not merely decorative. Their precise form dictated their function. With a series of precise strikes, Jean began to rough out the form. The point chisel bit into the stone, freeing the gargoyle from its earthy prison. Each strike was deliberate, guided by a mental image of the final form. "Hold the chisel at this angle," Master Guillaume instructed, his voice gruff but patient. "The tooth chisel will create finer lines, allowing you to refine the details." Jean followed his guidance, the tooth chisel biting into the stone with a satisfying rasp. Slowly, the wing of the gargoyle began to take shape, the individual feathers emerging from the unyielding rock. Brother Thomas wandered through the stone yard, observing the diverse array of gargoyle designs. Each one, in its grotesque form, was meant to serve as a reminder of the ever-present battle against evil. Jean focused on the gargoyle's face, imbuing it with a sense of menace. She wanted to capture the essence of the evil it was meant to ward off, the fear that would drive away malevolent spirits. Master Guillaume interrupted her work, his practical concerns overriding artistic expression. "The spout must be precisely angled," he said, "or the water will simply run down the walls, defeating its purpose." Jean nodded, understanding the importance of his words. She carefully adjusted the angle of the spout, sacrificing a bit of artistic flair for the sake of functionality. Brother Thomas explained to the villagers that the bat-winged gargoyle represented the darkness of sin. He told them the figures were not idols to be worshipped, but constant reminders to stay on the path of righteousness. Jean stepped back, admiring her finished gargoyle. It was both beautiful and terrifying, a testament to her skill and dedication. She knew it would serve its purpose, protecting the cathedral from the ravages of the elements and the darkness of the soul. Master Guillaume approached Jean, a hint of a smile playing on his lips. "Well done, Jean," he said. "It is both fearsome and functional, just as it should be." The wind howled, a mournful prelude to the tempest about to break. Brother Thomas watched, his heart heavy with apprehension. The cathedral, their sacred endeavor, was about to face its first true test. High above, lashed by the strengthening gusts, Master Guillaume made his final inspection. Every stone, every joint, every newly installed gargoyle was scrutinized. He knew the theoretical calculations, but only the storm would reveal the truth. Below, in the relative shelter of the workshop, Jean secured their tools and carefully draped canvas over the unfinished carvings. The storm was a threat to their work, a reminder of nature's untamed power. Then the storm unleashed its full fury. Rain fell in blinding sheets, driven by winds that threatened to tear the scaffolding from the cathedral walls. Lightning illuminated the scene in brief, terrifying flashes. Master Guillaume, soaked to the bone and clinging to the scaffolding, watched the gargoyles. Water cascaded from their open mouths, arcing away from the walls as planned. The carefully calculated angles were holding. Each gargoyle performed its duty. The water, channeled through the stone conduits, spewed outwards, preventing the destructive flow down the walls. The carvings, grotesque and imposing, were now functional guardians. In the chapel, Brother Thomas prayed, not for an end to the storm, but for the strength of their creation, for the safety of the workers, and for the continued blessing upon their endeavor. Jean, peering from the workshop doorway, felt a surge of pride. Her hands had helped shape those guardians, those silent protectors standing against the storm's onslaught. Hours passed. The storm raged, but the cathedral stood firm. The walls, protected by the gargoyles, remained largely dry, a testament to their ingenious design. As the storm finally began to abate, Master Guillaume descended from the scaffolding, his body aching but his spirit lifted. The cathedral had weathered the storm. Their work had held. Brother Thomas emerged from the monastery, the setting sun painting the wet stone in hues of gold and rose. He looked at the cathedral, at the gargoyles perched atop its walls, and saw not just grotesque carvings, but symbols of resilience, of faith, and of the triumph of human ingenuity over the forces of nature. The gargoyles, now glistening in the afterglow of the storm, stood as silent sentinels, a testament to the blend of practical engineering, artistic expression, and unwavering faith that defined the spirit of the age. Years had passed since the first stone was laid. Now the cathedral stood complete, a beacon of faith and human endeavor against the skyline. Brother Thomas watched, his heart swelling with pride and gratitude. The arduous journey had reached its end. Master Guillaume, ever the pragmatist, circled the cathedral's perimeter. His gaze lingered on the gargoyles, those silent sentinels perched along the roofline. They were his creation, a testament to his skill and a vital component of the cathedral's longevity. Jean approached one of the gargoyles she had carved. Her fingers traced the contours of the stone, feeling the life she had breathed into it. Each grotesque face held a memory, a story etched in stone. The cathedral doors swung open, welcoming the villagers into its hallowed space. Brother Thomas led the way, his voice resonating with hymns of praise. The cathedral was not just a building, it was a home for their collective faith. Master Guillaume, surrounded by a group of wide-eyed children, used a small bucket of water to demonstrate how the gargoyles worked. He explained the importance of diverting the rain, protecting the cathedral for generations to come. Jean, inspired by the completed cathedral, continued to sketch and design, always striving to blend function with artistry. She knew her work would last for centuries, silently guarding the sacred space. Within the cathedral's walls, Brother Thomas offered his daily prayers, grateful for the sanctuary and the community it fostered. He knew the gargoyles were not just stone figures, but symbols of protection and resilience. Master Guillaume, now a seasoned elder, mentored a new generation of stone carvers, imparting his knowledge and skills. He emphasized the importance of both artistry and practicality, ensuring the legacy of the gargoyles would endure. Jean, no longer an apprentice, had become a master in her own right. Her gargoyles adorned churches throughout the region, a testament to her skill and artistry. She embraced both tradition and innovation in her work. Years turned into decades, and still the gargoyles stood vigilant. Through rain and storm, they faithfully diverted water, protecting the cathedral from the ravages of time. Their purpose was clear, their dedication unwavering. Centuries passed, and the gargoyles became silent witnesses to history. Wars raged, empires rose and fell, but the gargoyles remained, steadfast guardians of the sacred space. Their weathered forms told tales of resilience and endurance. The cathedral stood as a lasting testament to the ingenuity, faith, and artistry of the medieval world. The gargoyles, silent guardians of stone, continued their vigil, protecting the legacy for generations to come. They were a blend of practical necessity, artistic expression, and spiritual symbolism, forever etched in the architectural landscape.